Okay, so this morning we have a gentle rise and shine yoga session for you. Obviously in an online yoga situation, it's quite different than running a face-to-face class because I can't see you all. So please do as much or as little as you feel able. You know your bodies better than anybody. If something doesn't feel good, then don't do it. And if you need to rest, then rest. This morning is designed to get you just up and moving around and get your body feeling good for the day. So that is our aim. Okay, so we're going to come onto our yoga mats, finding a comfortable position, whatever that is for you, whether that is sitting on your knees or if you feel more comfortable in a cross-legged position or with your feet out in front or wide leg. Make your seat comfortable for you. We're going to bring one hand to our heart, one hand to our bellies, and just gently let your eyes close. And just check in with the breath this morning. Not trying to change it in any way, just letting the breath come and go at its natural pace. And just notice where you're breathing, how the body moves your breath. Notice if you're breathing through your nose, through your mouth, or maybe a mixture of the both. Notice the quality of the breath. Notice the temperature. Maybe it's warmer on the exhale than the inhale. Notice the spaces between the breath. And notice if you're breathing predominantly into your heart space or whether you're breathing more deeply into your belly. And then also notice the longer we concentrate and watch the breath, the more relaxed it becomes. Then bringing your hands back down to your lap, and we're just going to extend that breath slightly. So moving with our arms, we're going to inhale the arms up the count of 4. We're going to hold the breath in at maximum for 4. Then exhale the arms out to the sides again for the count of 4. And then also let the breath be held out at the bottom for 4. So in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold out, 2, 3, 4. Last one, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold out, 2, 3, 4. Then just let the breath come to normal. Most of the moves that we do today will be in sync with the breath. So the next thing we're going to do is just start to warm up through the side body. So we're going to take one hand down to the floor as we inhale the arm up and over, keeping that armpit open to the ceiling. Take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, come up through center, and then inhale over to the other side. Really keeping the sit bones down on the floor and opening that shoulder up to the ceiling. Nice big inhale here. Exhale back to center, and then inhale over to the other side. Really keeping the sit bones down on the floor. Take a nice big inhale here. Exhale back over to center, and then inhale over to the other side. Really grounding down through the sit bones, really opening up through the shoulder and breathing into the ribs. Nice big inhale here. Exhale up through center, one more each side. Inhaling over, exhaling into the ribs on this side, keeping that armpit open to the ceiling. Nice big inhale here. Exhale up through center, and then come over to the other side. Nice big inhale here. And then exhale, come up and over. Then if you need to move your seats, then obviously move around. We're just going to do a gentle twist. So I'm going to take my feet out in front of me because that's more comfortable for me. I'm going to inhale the arms up above the head. So you want to be in an L shape if you've got your legs straight out in front of you. But whichever way you're sat, we want the spine to be nice and long. So if you're sat with your feet out in front of you, inhale up and then exhale, twist to one side. Inhale the arms back up to center. Exhale, twist the other way. Inhale the arms up through center. Exhale, twist. 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 Brilliant. Inhale the arms up through center, then exhale them down. I'm going to tuck the legs around to the side and come onto all fours. So keeping your wrists underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. If your wrists are tight at all, you can take your hands slightly further forward of the shoulders. So whatever works best for your body. And we're just going to go through a few rounds of cat-cow. So as you inhale, let the belly come down, really curve through the spine and look up. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone under, really pull the belly in and let the head drop. Inhale as we come down, really taking the sit bones up towards the ceiling, look up. Exhale, really curve through that spine, tuck the tailbone under, let the head hang. Inhale, come down. Sit bones up, look up. Exhale, really curve through the spine, pull the belly in, let the head hang. Inhale as we come down. And then exhale as we go up. Excellent. Come back to center, letting the back be nice and long. This time we're going to take a nice big inhale at center and then look around towards one hip. So you're making a C shape with the spine. Then inhale back through center. Exhale, look at the other hip. Inhale back through center, look to one hip. Inhale back through center, look at the other hip. One more each side. Inhale to center. Exhale, look one way. Inhale to center. Exhale the other way. Coming back to center, keeping the hips above the knees. We're going to take the elbows down to the floor. And if it's within your practice and within your flexibility, then walk those hands forward and bring the chest or the forehead or the chin to the floor. And just have a couple of breaths here. And gently bringing the weight back into the elbows, walk the hands back in, coming back up to our tabletop position. From here, we're just going to take the hips back towards the heels and stretch the fingers out into child's pose, letting the forehead come down to the mat. And again, do what's comfortable for your hips. You might be comfortable with your knees together. You might feel more comfortable with your knees out to the sides. Couple of breaths here. And then inhale, come up through center, roll over the knees and let the hips come down towards the mat into hanging cobra. And we're just going to move from one position to the other. So as you inhale, come back, drop the hips down into child's pose, exhale. Then as you inhale, come back forwards, roll over the knees and let the hips hang in hanging cobra. Take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, take the hips back, roll back over into child's pose. Exhale. Inhale, come up over the knees and let the hips hang. One more each way. Nice big inhale here, stretch the chest forward. Exhale, take the hips back and down into child's pose. Exhale here. Then as you take a nice big inhale, come forwards, let the hips hang. Really stretch the chest between the arms. Exhale, take the hips back and over into child's pose. Really stretch out through the fingers. Really stretch out through the sit bones, trying to get those sit bones as close to your heels as possible. Really feel the lengthening of the spine as you're in this position. And coming up onto your hands and knees, tuck the toes, lift the knees, and we're going to come into our first down dog. Now with down dog, it's most important to have your chest moving towards your thighs. So you want a nice line, as straight as line as possible, from your wrists, up through your shoulders, through your back, to your sit bones. That is far, far more important than having straight legs. So if your knees need to be bent in order for you to have that nice long line in your back and your arms, then bend your knees. It doesn't matter whether you can get your heels to the floor. It doesn't matter whether they're up here, as long as your back is nice and long. And then just pad out through your down dog. So maybe dropping one heel, maybe dropping the other heel. Maybe you feel more like you want to wiggle forwards and backwards. Maybe dropping your knees towards the mat. Maybe dropping your elbows. Just wiggle wherever your body feels it needs a wiggle this morning. Then looking forwards, we're going to tiptoe towards our hands. Again, bending our knees as much as possible. Take a really good bend in the knees and then slowly roll all the way up to standing with the head coming up last. Take a nice big inhale here. Roll the shoulders back and down as you exhale. Then inhale the arms up above the head, look up. Exhale, bend the knees and swoop the hands down towards the floor. Inhale, nice long back, halfway lift. Exhale, bring the hands back down to the floor, bending the knees, Step back with the left leg, step back with the right leg into plank. Bring the knees down to the floor, then keeping the elbows close to the body, take the chest and the chin to the floor, and then swoop forward into cobra pose. So nice relaxed legs, lifting the chest up and forwards. Exhale back down to the ground, tuck the toes, take the hips back into a child's pose for a second. Then bring the weight forward into the hands, lift the knees so we're in our down dog again. From here, float the left leg up behind you and then bring it forwards towards the hands, giving it a little tug if you need to, and then step the other leg forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forwards. Then bend the knees a lot and inhale all the way to the top, look up. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Take a nice big inhale, sweep the arms up again. Look up. Exhale, fold forward, bending the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, nice long back, nice long neck. Exhale, fold forward. Right leg this time, step back. Then step back with the left leg into plank. Bring the knees to the floor, then bring the chest and the chin to the floor. Swoop forwards into cobra, stretching that chest between the arms. Exhale back down. Take the hips back for a moment in child's pose. Nice big inhale here. Nice big exhale here. Tuck the toes. Take the hips up towards the ceiling into downward facing dog. Really stretching that chest towards the thighs. Letting the head hang. Maybe give it a nod. Maybe give it a shake. Then float the right leg up behind you. Bring the right leg forward towards the hands. Give it a little tug if you need to. And then step the other foot forwards. Inhale, halfway lift, nice long back. Exhale, fold forwards. Bend the knees and sweep the arms all the way to the top. Look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Then let's build on that slightly. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift, nice long back, long neck. Exhale, hands down to the floor. Take the left leg back. This time we're going to come up into warrior one or crescent lunge. So we're going to take whichever back foot position feels best for you. For me, I prefer to stay on my toes. But if you need more stability, you can drop the back heel down towards the mat. So take whichever option suits you best. Knee above the ankle, pulling the core in. We're going to swoop the arms up into warrior one. Let the hips sink down so you have a nice bend in the front leg. And really stretch out through the back heel so the back leg is long and strong. Couple of breaths here, letting the shoulder blades come down the back. Really grounding through the feet, pulling the inner thighs towards one another to give you stability. One more inhale here. Exhale, swoop the hands down to frame the front foot and then step back to plank. From here, you can either do knees, chest, chin like we did before, or if you already have a strong yoga practice, take the weight forward over the wrists, elbows in and come down through chaturanga. If you did knees, chest, chin, come into cobra. If you did chaturanga, upward facing dog with your legs engaged so the knees pop off the floor. Then take the hips up from whichever position you're in and come down into your downward facing dog again. This time, float the left leg up behind you. Bring it forward and give it a little tug if you need. Place it between the hands. Spin on the back foot so that the outside edge of the back foot is parallel with the back of the mat. And then windmill the arms up into warrior two on this side. So we want a nice bend in the front knee above ankle. Really ground down to the outside edge of the back foot. Look out over the front hand. Flip the palm. We're going to take a nice big inhale and take our warrior into reverse. Then coming forward, take that elbow to the knee and bring the top arm over, getting a really long stretch from our fingers all the way down to the back foot. Excellent, one more each way. Inhale back into reverse, and then exhale, come forwards, really stretch that top arm over. Inhaling, coming up to your warrior two again, look out over the front fingers, then windmill the hands around to frame the front foot, spinning on the toes of the back foot, step the back foot forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forwards. Bend the knees. Inhale, all the way to the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. Other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, halfway lift, nice long back, long neck. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Right leg this time. Step back, keeping the front knee above the ankle. Take your preferred position of the back foot, either on the toes or dropping the heel. Pull the core in and float the arms up into warrior one. Nice bend in the front knee. Keep that front knee above the ankle. And then really stretch out through the back heel so the back leg is long and strong. Inhale, reach up through the fingers. Exhale, let the shoulders come down the back. Sink the hips. Pull the belly in, pull the ribs in. Nice big inhale here. Exhale, float the hands to frame the front foot and step back to plank. Take your preferred option, either knees, chest, chin, or come down to chaturanga, keeping the elbows in. And then cobra or up dog. Nice big inhale here, really stretch the chest forwards. And on the exhale, take the hips up towards the ceiling, come back into downward facing dog. Float the right leg up behind you, bring it forwards and place it between the hands, giving it a little tug if you need. Inhale, the arms up, spinning on the back foot to come into warrior two on this side. Nice bend in the front knee, make sure that front knee is above the ankle. Really stretching out through the fingers, really grounding down through the back leg. Flip the front palm. Inhale into reverse. And then exhale, come forwards, stretch the top arm over. Really stretching from fingertips to the edge of the back foot. Inhale back up into reverse, look to the ceiling. Exhale, come forwards, stretch the top arm over, keeping that nice bend in the front leg. One more, inhale back into reverse, look up. Exhale, come forwards, elbow to knee, reach the top arm over. Inhale as you come up into your last warrior two. Really stretching out through the arms. Make sure everything in your body is engaged. Looking over the front fingers. Nice big inhale. Then exhale, spin on the toes, windmill the hands to frame the front foot. Step the back foot forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forwards. Bend the knees a lot. Inhale all the way to the top. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Take your feet as wide as your yoga mat and turn the toes out. And then come down in a yogi squat as far as you can. If you've got it within your practice, come all the way down. Elbows between your knees. Or if you need to, bring your hands to the floor and just come down as far as you can. Just take a breath here. Really stretching through those hips and our knees and our ankles and our wrists. and our shoulders. Everything here is contracted. Pull the belly in, allow the bum to come down to the floor, and we're gradually going to roll ourselves down on our mats into final Savasana. So taking the hands out from the side slightly, let the palms face up. Tuck the shoulders under the body so the shoulder blades are really comfortable. Let the feet fall open. Any lower back pain, you can bring your feet to the floor and let the knees roll in. Or if you feel you need to stretch the hips, you can bring your feet together and let the knees roll out into butterfly legs. Take whichever option suits your body best and makes you the most comfortable. And enjoy the weight of your body pressing on the ground. Take your awareness to your right foot. Point the toes, flex the foot, point the toes, flex the foot, point the toes, flex the foot. Really tense all of the muscles around the right leg. The ankle, the calf, the shin, the knee, the thigh, the hamstring, the glute. Really squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Then completely relax and release the whole right leg. Take your awareness to the left leg, the left foot. Point the toes, flex the foot. Point the toes, flex the foot. Point the toes, flex the foot. Then squeeze all of the muscles around the left leg, the calf, the shin, the knee, the thigh, the hamstring, the glute. Really squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Then completely relax and release that whole leg. Then take your awareness to the torso, the lower belly, the navel, the upper belly, all the muscles around the waist and the lower back. Really squeeze, 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 and then completely relax and release. Then the upper torso, diaphragm, the ribs, all the muscles between the ribs, the chest, the collarbones, the middle back, the upper back. Really squeeze all those muscles, really squeeze, 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 and then completely relax and release. Take the awareness to your right hand. Stretch out the fingers, make a fist. Stretch out the fingers, make a fist. Stretch out the fingers, make a fist. And then really squeeze all the muscles of the right arm around the bones, the forearm, the elbow, the upper arm, the shoulder, the deltoids going into the scalenes in the neck. Really squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then completely relax and release the whole right arm. Take your awareness to the left arm. Stretch out the fingers of the hand, make a fist. Stretch out the fingers, make a fist. Stretch out the fingers, make a fist. And then squeeze all the muscles of the left arm, the forearm, the elbow, the upper arm, the shoulder, the deltoids going up into the scalenes of the neck. Really squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then completely relax and release the whole left arm. Scrunch the shoulders up towards your ears. Really squeeze all the muscles of the neck. Really squeeze. And then release. And then finally the face. Squeeze all the muscles of the face. Really squeeze them tight. Squeeze. And then completely relax and release. Your whole body is completely relaxed on your mat. Gently bring your awareness back to the body and picture the room that you're laying in. Start to think about moving. Maybe start by wiggling just one finger. Maybe wiggle all the fingers. Maybe run your thumb over each of the finger pads. Maybe circle through the wrists and the ankles. Move your body in whichever way it wants to move this morning. Maybe you want to stretch. Maybe you want to hug the knees into your chest. Whatever you want to do, move in that direction. And then when you're ready, roll it over onto your side and come up to seated. And we're just going to finish with 3 breaths in through the nose and then out through the mouth. So all together. Thank you for coming to practice with me this morning. Namaste.